Now we all know Cyberpunk 2077 is by far the most anticipated game of this year, which is being made by Projekt Red. And then on the other hand, we now have a new game called Code SYN set in the year 2035, which is a much cheaper version or even a free-to-play version of Cyberpunk 2077. And this game is being developed by none other than Tencent Games. And I know that most of you guys might have heard about Tencent Games. Well, if you haven't, then these guys are one of the most popular Chinese companies that literally recreates any AAA game that starts growing popular in the industry. And these guys basically release all these games for absolutely free on their Tencent launcher. Now they've already done the same with many other games like PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, also known as PUBG, and also Call of Duty, Fortnite, and many other games that are super popular in the industry. And now they're here with a brand new game that they have now targeted, Cyberpunk 2077. Now they've shown us a brand new demo gameplay trailer which kind of shows us a little bit of character creation and also the game's environment. Now the really interesting thing about this demo is that not only did they target a game like Cyberpunk 2077, but the guy showing off the game trailer literally mentions that they made this game just like Cyberpunk, and this game is going to be a first-person open-world game set in the future in the year 2035. And the company that showed off this demo, they literally said that this game is going to look just like Night City in Cyberpunk 2077. Now I'm not gonna lie though, as far as what I've seen from this demo reveal, the graphics, the environment, the character customization, everything looks really good. And it seems like the game also offers you third-person view. And this is one of the most asked features from the fans and the community members, to have a third-person perspective in Cyberpunk 2077. And it seems like Tencent Games have heard us and they have now brought in a game very similar to Cyberpunk 2077. And it's also absolutely free, as well as the game is gonna have first-person as well as a third-person perspective with an open world just like Cyberpunk. Now another very unique thing that I see in this demo is this animal companion that your character has in the game. And it seems like you can now add in some exosuits to these animals, and you will also be able to customize their skins and many different things in the game, which I've gotta agree though, it's pretty unique compared to what Cyberpunk has done, because we don't really have an exosuit wearing animal companion in Cyberpunk 2077, and I would love to see what this game is all about so far. But it is really funny how the company Tencent Gaming literally does everything a popular game tries to do, and then they release the game for absolutely free, and they make a lot of money on the in-game cosmetic items. And of course, people love playing free games and they love spending money on cosmetics inside the game. Let's take Fortnite for example. That game made hell lot of money by selling just cosmetic items inside the game. And I think Tencent Games is trying to do something very similar to that, but with an open world just like Cyberpunk 2077. Now from the business point of view, this is a pretty good way of making money, but it is really funny on how these guys literally copy other big AAA games that releases, and especially the games that start getting hype in the community, that are starting to grow popular, and these guys create a game almost exactly the same and also release this as a free-to-play game on their Tencent Gaming Buddy launcher. But as of now, we don't really have any detailed information given on this game so far, but I would love to see what this game is all about, since the guy demonstrating the gameplay had mentioned that they created a world just like Cyberpunk 2077. So I'm really curious to see how closely related these two games are going to be, like if this game is going to have almost similar touch to what Night City does in Cyberpunk, or is it just a futuristic setting very similar to what Cyberpunk is currently doing. And I also think that if you guys are waiting for Cyberpunk 2077 to release, and if this game ends up releasing before Cyberpunk does, then would you guys give this game a shot? That is exactly what I want to know. Now another key feature that they've taken from Cyberpunk 2077 is the character customization and the backstory feature, where you can now have 3 different life choices that you can choose from in Cyberpunk, where you can choose to play as a corporate or nomad or even a street kid. And each of these choices is going to be impacting your gameplay, your storyline, as well as your character's cosmetic items. And Code SYN seems to also have something very similar to that done in this game. Now as far as what I've seen in the gameplay demo shown, now they showed the first character creation option in the demo gameplay that they showed, where you can now select a character option, and each characters are going to have different names, and I believe that is the different factions in the game. And the first faction that we see here is named Asinonics. I don't really know if I butchered that word, I don't know if I spelled it right. Let me know in the comments if that is how you spell this, Asinonics. I I don't know. And it seems like this particular faction is going to have a wild cat animal as a companion. And you also have this exact same options like Cyberpunk 2077 here, where you can choose between speed, armor, and strength. But they haven't really added in the hacking ability, which I wonder why they left that out, because they're literally copying the game anyways. So why leave out some features, right? Just add in everything that's in Cyberpunk and sell the game for absolutely free. And also you have another character called Eurus, who seems to be having a bear with a nano suit as an animal companion, and the other stats are also pretty much the same as the previous character we have seen. Now the guy whoever is commentating on this gameplay demo, he basically explains that you can choose between 3 different factions in the game, and each faction is gonna have different animal companions with cybernetic wares, like you can see, which I basically called as nanoware, and each faction has their own unique skills and abilities. Which again sounds very much similar to Cyberpunk 2077, and the developers are not really ashamed of sharing that information anyways. They just want to advertise this game pretty openly. They just want to let people know that they have created a game just like Cyberpunk 2077, and they've done that publicly now. Now the game also has vehicle customization, which is something that we haven't seen in Cyberpunk 2077 yet. And I'm pretty sure that CD Projekt Red have indeed added in some very sick vehicle customization option. And I think that we might be getting to see a new gameplay demo on the episode 2 of Night City Wire event, which is going to take place very soon, probably this week or maybe next week, I'm not really sure. And maybe they show us some vehicle customization feature in the gameplay demo. Who knows? It would be great if CD Projekt could do something like that. Now the world and the graphics in this game looks absolutely amazing, and the visuals kind of remind me of a game called Sleeping Dogs. I don't know if you guys have played that one. It's also very similar to games like Grand Theft Auto, so if you haven't played that one, I would totally recommend you guys to go try it out. And the UI system in this game also looks exactly the same as Ubisoft's game Tom Clancy's The Division. Now this sure is a very interesting take to a much cheaper version of Cyberpunk 2077, and since Tencent always releases their game as free to play, this would be really interesting to see how the future looks like before we jump into Cyberpunk 2077. Let me know in the comments of what you guys think about this game. Would you try it? Would you guys give it a try, or maybe not? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. And also, if you guys are new to this channel, I just want to make a small announcement that I am giving away a pre-order copy of Cyberpunk 2077, Ghost of Tsushima, and Assassin's Creed Valhalla. So you guys can win them by staying active on the channel as well as on my Twitter page. I will leave my Twitter link in the pinned comments of this video, so make sure you guys go ahead and drop a follow right there. And if you guys did go on and enjoy this video, then please leave a like, as that really helps me out as well as this video, also the channel, by the way. So your support is very much appreciated. With that being said, I hope you guys have a blast of a day, and I'll see you guys on tomorrow's video. Till then, take care fams, and goodbye.